Hi, my name is Kim, and I'm an audiologist, and I've been a clinical audiologist for almost 3 decades. And I'm sitting here with the famous Dr. Juliette Sterkens from Wisconsin, and she is our loop specialist and has some very fun information that she thinks maybe about Google that will help us with assisted listening. But first, we should probably back out and talk a little bit about loops. So I'm going to give you the floor, Juliette.
Well, thank you very much. And I didn't know I was famous.
Yes,
but
famous.
Hearing loops are a technology that broadcasts audio right into hearing aids. So the very places where people have trouble hearing, like in the theater and in meeting rooms and maybe even hearing TV, the loop can broadcast the audio right into the hearing aid without any background noise. So people love the clarity of hearing in a loop.
Totally. That was good. You did that too in about 2 seconds, so I like that. Okay, now tell me what you were thinking about what Google is going to do.
Well,
what is that?
Of course, who knows where hearing loops are installed, right?
Right.
How do you know when you walk into a place whether it has a loop or doesn't? Well, we are hoping that Google is going to make an announcement sometime in the future that their Google Maps will list loops on Google Maps. So literally, you could walk into a theater and your telephone could go ding, there's a hearing loop here. And if your hearing aid has a telecoil, all you have to do is activate the telecoil when the play starts or when the service starts in a church, and you'd be able to get that sound broadcast right into your hearing aid.
So if I went into Maps and I wrote down hearing loop near me, would it be able to pull that information out?
Well, we're not quite there yet, but that's the idea.
Okay.
Of course, just like you say, find a good audiologist near me, and you pop up.
Oh, yeah.
It would be fantastic that if you say, find hearing loops near me, all the places that have hearing loops pop up on the map. That's what we are hoping will happen.
That is going to be fantastic if that happens.
Yep.
Anything else you can think of telling us while we're here and we have your attention?
Well, obviously, if you're a consumer and if you have trouble hearing, if your family complains that the TV is too loud, it's important to get your hearing tested. But while you're at it and you're talking to your audiologist about hearing aids, be sure to ask the audiologist about Bluetooth technology. So you can get a TV streamer or you can get a remote microphone to hear better in a noisy restaurant, but also talk about the telecoil option so that you can hear in public places that have hearing loops installed. And believe it or not, if the place doesn't have a loop installed, a lot of places have FM systems, little devices that come equipped with neck loops. So you can still use that telecoil in your hearing aid. You really ought to check for yourself. If you have a telecoil and you've never tried it, find a loop near you. And the best place right now to look is Time to Loop America.
Okay, so Time to Loop America is where you want to look right now, but soon Google, and ask your audiologist about the T-coil and if it's in your hearing aid. And if you have questions, of course, you know where to call us at Here's Hearing and Hearables. Or look up Juliette.